Meet the Pakistani Southern Belle by Nadia Ilahi. You ugly Muslim piece of dung. Nestled on my couch in my North Hollywood apartment, iPhone in hand, I stared at the private Facebook message. The word Muslim clearly misspelled. It was a Saturday night around 8. I was alone, but suddenly I felt like I was being watched, wondering if my personal information was safe. It was one of those short but overwhelming seconds of pure panic, the kind that rushes through you when you've just been violated by someone you don't even know. In this case, a slap on the face via social media. It was the evening before the Super Bowl. Earlier in the day, I received a lovely Mardi Gras care package from my sister, which included a king cake and some other miscellaneous green, purple, and gold decor. I was planning on bringing the cake to my friend's Super Bowl party the next day, but not before posting supportive comments for a unity march, in defiance of the current administration's Muslim ban, demonstrated at my college alma mater in Monroe, Louisiana. The local news station was there highlighting the peaceful protest, and since just about everything can be viewed on Facebook with the option to post a comment about it, I decided to rally in support of my friends and swim through the sea of negative comments posted against them. But in doing so, I received the previously mentioned private message from a total stranger, a white woman who made the judgment call of calling me an ugly Muslim piece of dung based solely on my Facebook profile picture, a picture of Malala Yousafzai from an Amnesty International ad that read, "Extremists have shown what frightens them most, a girl with a book," and my last name, Ilahi, which clearly has a Muslim ring to it. Apparently, this woman has something against women and education, which could explain her poor spelling skills. Oh, and anything against Muslims or appearing to be a Muslim. I thought long and hard before posting any comments, meaning I didn't want to post something random or impulsive because I knew there could be replies to me based on false and negative assumptions about me. And I was right. What did I post, you might ask? Well, I refrained from any name calling or attacking anyone based on their race or gender. I mainly stuck up for my friends whose comments were being eviscerated, or they were being made fun of for marching that day on campus. Someone was even insulted for the sweater she wore at the march. I mean, that should have been a sign to me as far as the type of people on the comment thread I was dealing with. Insulting someone's clothes and outrage of their First Amendment right to march? I should have walked away from this fight, but I chose not to. I thought, my father left Pakistan for more freedom and opportunities for his kids. Screw this, I'm going to speak my mind. I expressed how it was very American and patriotic for those to stand up against the president and his policies. I defended one friend who was being trolled by two men who made disgusting jokes about her. I called them out on their blatant misogynistic behavior. And just to be cheeky, I did point out a few spelling errors in some of their responses because it just needed to be done, and the college professor in me can never stop grading. I know there are worse things people can say and do about me because of my name or how I look. There are surely worse things that have already happened to people who look Middle Eastern or Arabic or South Asian, and it hasn't only been since President Trump took office. After all, it goes back to after 9/11. And I do know that people like this woman think this way, and it was surely not my first racially, religiously motivated attack. But I was surprised to see it so bluntly stated in my personal space. To laugh it off, I just told friends I was more upset at her for misspelling Muslim than calling me the ugly dung, even though I wondered why she didn't just use shit. I mean, who uses dung? But despite all that, it really got me thinking. She doesn't even know me. This woman does not know me. My cyberbully was from the South and went to a Christian church, which was discovered by friends who decided to troll her Facebook page in defense of me. She and I probably have more in common than not. Her remark reminded me of the time I was asked in junior high if I was a camel jockey, or the times kids in my neighborhood made fun of my parents for speaking a different language. It also reminded me of how my uncle had a burning cross on his front lawn because he was a brown man married to a white woman. I unequivocally was reminded of where I was born and raised and how I did fit in and didn't fit in at the same time. Living in Trump America today, many Americans, such as myself, are being ridiculed and tormented as the new other. However, for me, it's not anything new. Monroe, Louisiana is not only home to my alma mater, the University of Louisiana at Monroe, it is also home to me. Growing up in Louisiana, my sister, brother, and I had a memorized line to always say on cue. I was born here, but my parents were born in Pakistan. This is what we were told to say to anyone who asked, "Where are you from?" Or my favorite, "What are you?" And we were asked these questions a lot. This was throughout the 80s and even well into the 90s, a period when a country like Pakistan was pretty much non existent to people in the States, let alone my hometown of Monroe. I was the only kid who looked like me in my classrooms from preschool all the way to 12th grade. I was clearly an other. So, to define myself in terms of culture, here we go. Nadia, an American girl born to Pakistani immigrants. A brown southern gal whose drawl comes out from time to time, especially when she's had one too many cocktails. A Pakistani girl who has her nose pierced, who is often mistaken for being Indian. A Louisiana native who was raised by Presbyterian Pakistani parents who fed her chicken curry and roti on a Wednesday night and McDonald's on a Saturday afternoon. An American kid who grew up playing with Barbie dolls, went to slumber parties, listened to New Kids on the Block, and attended her fair share of vacation Bible school most summers. An American girl whose first crush was Amitabh Bachchan from all the Bollywood movies she watched growing up, who also loved wearing her first sari at age 19, even though it was Halloween. And finally, a Pakistani Southern belle who eats more than her share of barbecue pulled pork. I wanted to tell this woman all of this about me. I wanted to tell her that we've probably enjoyed all the same things growing up in the South, maybe even at the same time. I wanted to tell her that the church she attended in Lakeshore was not that far from where I took piano lessons. But I couldn't. When I looked her up on Facebook, she magically disappeared as if she never existed. Translated in the social media world, she blocked me. I know someone like that isn't worth the time, and she would remain resolute in her stance of my ugliness. But given the chance, I would actually thank this woman for, hopefully, if all goes well, starting a dialogue.